Hey everybody, Dave here from Dave Tries to Fix Stuff, channel dedicated to the repair, restoration, and resurrection of broken stuff. And in this episode, we're going to be doing part 2 of the rebuild on this Manco Big Cat mini bike. We're going to be going through all the installation of the parts that I got, the carburetor, the new fuel line, the new fuel filter. We're going to get a few things squared away like the wiring, all that good stuff, get the chain oiled, and then we're going to take it out for a little bit of a test drive, kind of see how it runs. So make sure you stick around and we will get to it. So as I'm sure you can see, we actually got the bike done, and we get it done in this video. There are still a couple of more things that we're going to have to fix on this thing that you'll find out at the end of the video. But for the most part, the thing is running. And I actually take it around for a ride at the end of this video, so it's good news. We got this thing going. But make sure you click subscribe, because we got plenty of videos coming up in the near future. Make sure you click the little bell down there so you can get notifications of when I have new videos posting, because I'm going to try and get them out probably at least once every 2 weeks. That's usually what I try to get them out at the very minimum. I want to try and step it up as much as I can and get it out to once a week. That means I'm probably going to try and start having some shorter videos too, because I know my videos have a tendency to go pretty long. A lot of people have trouble making it to the end. That's why I'm putting this request for a subscribe button push right now. But all that said, let's get right into the video. Okay. First thing I'm going to try to do is get some of the rust off of this thing. I want this thing to really have no problem with flicking back into the, into an idle position. So I was going to use this new throttle cable here. This is the old one that's still on here, and I was thinking I'd put this on here because it was new and all that good stuff. But the problem that has arisen is I measured this first one and got the length of it and ordered this one accordingly. But if you bring both of these up to here, you can see that this new one is actually a good 8-10 inches short in length. So basically about a throttle cable I can't use, but that's fine. I should still be able to make this one work. So we will get to that right now. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little lithium grease. Actually, this is garage door lubricant, but it's made with lithium grease, I'm pretty sure, or it's silicone, I guess. But yeah, rollers, hinges, all that kind of stuff. So this will work fine. But I'm going to spray a little bit of that in here, a little bit on there as well, so that this stays rolling real good. I need to put this back into there as such. Put that on there. Put that on there. I'm going to start these off right side up just to get them going. But before I tighten it, I'll turn it over to the position it needs to be in. Okay. Alrighty, so. Just like that. Here. As such. Okay, so you can see that this is part of the actual cable sleeve right here. This is the little end piece that gets locked in to this thing. Probably wrench that down a little bit tighter if I need to. And then this cable goes down through the hole in this throttle assembly. This throttle assembly then goes and connects to the carburetor, which we'll be putting on over here. Now here's the thing. The reason, you could see right here in this, there's a little kink in this cable, which shows where the holder, there's like a little piece that goes on here that I'll show you in just a second that wrenches down onto this thing and holds it snug against this. You can see that there's a good inch of clearance from where it was to where it needs to be, because it needs to set up snug against this thing. And that is the reason as to why that throttle cable was coming out of there, because if there's too much slack in this, then the slack appears at the other end where the actual throttle grip is. So we need to put that thing on and have it snug up against that, and that will cure the problem that we had with the throttle cable being too slack and too loose. So let me get that piece. This is it right here. It's this little barrel. And that's how you lose one. Slides onto the end of this and goes right up to the end of that thing. There it goes. My grip actually came off. So here. This part is still on here that actually controls the throttle, but the grip that goes over it is actually come off. So I'm gonna have to, it's probably from that lithium grease. I'm gonna have to clean that lithium grease out a little bit and then get this thing put back on there. So I went online and I actually found a video that shows how the linkage, the springs go on this thing. And I can't remember the name of the video or the name of the channel for the video that was on there that I found it on, but I will put a link into the description below that shows where I found the information, where I found it. So, because it was actually extremely helpful, and it's actually a fairly simple setup here. So I'm not even going to bother too much with trying to explain how this goes through here, because I'm not going to be able to give any more detail as to how it is supposed to be than what you could find from the video. So I'll just as soon put a link to the video down there. Okay, so I wasn't going to film me being frustrated with this thing, trying to get this thing bolted on here, but it was a kind of a pain in the butt. But it's on there. I got all the linkage hooked up. I had the little linkage piece that actually goes between these two. The only thing I can see that may present a problem, I'm not sure, but when I pull the throttle, it goes, but it doesn't go all the way back. You'll see. It doesn't go all the way back to that, and that might just be where it kind of just stays for idle, and there's an adjustment screw right here for the idle anyway, but we're gonna see I guess we're gonna see what happens with that. Okay, so I've got the gas tank installed. I put in a shut-off valve here. Obviously the new fuel filter, it's gone down and is now hooked into the carburetor there. I've got the fuel in it and I've got it turned on, and so far as I could tell, it's not dripping or anything, so it's looking like we might be okay to try and start it. So why don't I get you guys set up and we'll see what this thing does. Alright, so got the throttle, gotta be ready to, I got the this switch on, that switch is on. And I need to be ready to shut one of these off in case this thing sticks on the throttle and it starts to take off. So let's see what we get. We'll prime the pump just a couple times. thinking that this thing is not a kill switch, because it's not killing anything. I'm betting this thing is supposed to be for the light, but the light's not working. So I need to go down here and look at all this stuff, which is all, that's actually pretty dangerous too. So I got to figure out what's going on with that thing and make sure I can get it working. So I'm going to get this thing shut off and we'll see if I can figure it out. So in the last video I said that I was wondering if this thing had some sort of a dynamo on it. And what I meant to say, or what I should have said, was that a magneto, not a dynamo. These things basically, these things will run off of a magneto in order to produce the spark on there needed for combustion. And I'm betting that they have a tie-in off of the magneto for this thing that's coming into right here. And I've got two loose things here. I wonder if this is just supposed to kind of go into here like this. I mean, I can't imagine that they would, oops. I can't imagine they would just have these things hanging out like this, but maybe they do. Let me start this back up real quick and I'll see if that's going to allow me to turn on the light, because if it is, that's going to be easy fix. Prime it. This thing's flooded. I wonder if that's killing us. Okay. So that is some kind of kill button. So with that plugged into there, everything's plugged in, and now the light's working. And then this looks like this is, okay. That's some sort of a, I think that's meant to be going up to this switch, as a kill switch, as an additional kill switch. So, let me get that figured out. Okay, so I got this one that was hanging out into here, into this side, which hooks into this wire right here, which this runs up to the kill switch, and then the kill switch runs back down to this ground. So you're basically adding another kill switch, which is a good thing. This other one that was loose goes into here, which is actually the supply to the headlight. So we've got this one, which will allow for power to the headlight. But I was thinking, just for safety, if nothing else, I'd like to have a brake light on it. Even if I don't have turn signals, I'd like to have some sort of a brake light. And this is where I could draw the power from, would be from this spot. But all that said, I think all this stuff is I'm gonna want to get some electrical tape all this stuff up to keep it kind of protected, so these things don't pop out of here anymore. Then get some zip ties, and I'll zip tie all this stuff up and kind of out of the way, and hopefully keep it from presenting any issues with all the mechanics and stuff. This is going to be covered with a cover anyway. So okay, so I got this thing all back together for right now. We've got everything down here as far as the wiring all taped up. We've got all the wires actually with what do you call them, zip ties and all that, keeping them in place. They're all good to, they don't stretch or anything, so they have the clearance they need. I should probably put another one maybe up here somewhere for that. Probably like right there, I'm not sure. Probably put another one. I still have them out here. I've got the covers on for the CVT there. Over on this side, I've got the chain cover on there. I actually ran the thing for a little bit and dropped some 3-in-1 oil on the chain real good. You can see actually on the floor where I kind of ran it and tried to get that thing a little bit lubricated. I still have a couple things left. This is the old carburetor. Still have an extra fuel filter, a little extra fuel line, another shut-off valve. That's the old fuel line. And then this here is the hydraulic brake system that I will actually install at a later time. The brake that's on here right now appears to be working okay. Put this bad boy up here. Here's that extra throttle cable that would probably work, seeing how, oops, sorry about that, seeing how much extra slack I see right there. That one would probably work just fine. But as of right now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this up and see if I can get it to run, stop, and hopefully not kill myself. So, put that to run. That to run. Well, it seemed to run okay. The CVT is really noisy and it makes a like a zhoo 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 zhoo. Because the way these things work is that they, I don't know if I explained this in the last video or not. The main pulley that is attached to the crankshaft actually will, as the RPMs increase, it actually closes off. And the insides of the pulley create like a V channel. So as it gets closer, it actually clamps down on that pulley, on that drive belt, and it will it makes the pulley larger. As it grows in RPMs, it closes that V off, so narrowing the gap and pushing the belt out to a wider stance. And then the rear one does the opposite. So as you increase RPMs, the main pulley basically gets bigger and the rear pulley gets smaller, so it kind of starts you off in a low gear and just has this infinite amount of ratios that will make it to where you go faster and faster. But I don't know, I'm gonna have to read up on that and see if there's something I can do to quiet that belt down, or if that's just something that's inherent, because it really, or it could be that the belt needs to be replaced too, because the belt is, I don't know if it's got like places worn into it or something, but that could be it as well. But either way, I'm going to go look at that real quick and I will be right back. So like I said earlier in the video, I did get it fixed. You saw, I took the thing out for a ride. It is, again, you saw the things that I have to still follow up on. I did find out that these CVT transmissions do end up having some problems here and there. It could be the belt, it could be the actual clutch that's in there, it could be the main pulley, it could be any number of things. So I'm going to have to kind of probably take that thing apart and take a closer look at it. That's not something I want to do in this video. The other thing I have to do is I have to add that hydraulic handbrake to the system. I'm more than likely going to keep both brakes on here. I'm going to keep this lever brake on there because this did work pretty decent when I was out there, although it did have a tendency to lock up the rear tire, and I don't necessarily want to have that, but I like it there in case I need it. But I figure if I have both that one mounted where it is and maybe mount the other one kind of on the back of the disc somewhere, if I have to weld on a new mount or something, I can always do that. But I think those two things, the CVT transmission and the handbrake, will be in part 3 I'll be honest with you, I'm probably not going to get to that real soon. That's going to be kind of down on my list a little bit. I got quite a few other videos that I really want to get to and try and get some stuff finished on. So this thing is now running, and I can actually take it out and do some stuff with it, so I'm happy with it. But getting this other stuff will just be kind of a luxury. But when I do get around to doing those, I will put out part 3 on this, and we'll hopefully have a completely finished bike. But either way, again, I want to thank everybody for watching the video. Like I asked you earlier, please click subscribe if you like what you see. Click the notification button, click a thumbs up, leave me a comment. Anything you think I need to hear, or something you want to know, ask me, whatever. Give me ideas for stuff you want me to try to fix, all that good stuff. But either way, I appreciate you watching the video. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching Dave Tries to Fix Stuff.